school, map out area in my neighborhood from my front door to somewhere and run at a real slow pace. Time myself. Tell me you're doing something I don't like.
What's up, guys? Thank you for joining. Let's see here. Um, this is going to be useful for you whether you are a options trader, futures trader. You got to know how the market works, right? And if you're just trading the Nasdaq without knowing the other pieces, you're trading NQ, you're trading QQQ, and you don't know the other pieces, you are severely at a disadvantage than everybody else. Um, or I mean, I guess really the market makers, the people that make these markets. Um, Let me put out one more alert. Okay, let's mute there. Okay. All right, guys. So let's go over this. If you have questions, put them in the chat. Thank you all for coming. A lot of familiar names in here. Okay. So let's get into this. Okay. So reason why I say you're at a disadvantage. If you don't know how the markets work and you don't know how to focus on the names with strength, the things that are going to move, the charts that are set to go higher, you're at a disadvantage, right? Okay, if you got the indicator, that's great. It's going to help you out a lot. You're going to be able to focus on the right things, be on the right side of the markets, and you've got a set in stone strategy, right? But now we need to start building upon, okay, where's money flowing? How, now that I have a simple process of when I should get into a trade, wow, there's a buy signal here. Cool. There we go. We had a 60-point move. That's great. But how can we find the stocks that are most likely going to make these moves? So that's what we're going to get into tonight. So, for example, LMT, we took this one in the Discord. We got in right here, buy signals. We got in right here and caught this huge move up, almost 10% in like 10 days. So now what we want to look at is, okay, how are we getting to this point? How are we getting to where we can find these stocks that are they're high probability we're going to make a move? First, you're looking at the trend bars, okay? That the strength of the trend. You want to see a strong trend, and that's made really easy with the trend bars. Okay. On top of that, the trend bars, right? They're good. They'll help you figure out what is the strong trend and where we're headed. But now we need to look at, okay, we need to really get in tune with the market. So if you're trading QQQ, you're trading SPY, you're trading the NASDAQ, whatever, you're trading the indexes, it doesn't matter if it's futures, options, you need to know what makes up QQQ, what makes up SPY, what makes up DIA, what makes up the NASDAQ, what gives you a high probability that we are going to probably continue higher. Like, okay, why was Meta and Google the only things that were green today? Why is that? Well, we're going to get into that's what this series is about. And that's what we're going to dive into. Why did Google gap up today? Almost 2%. And why did Meta gap up today? Another $10, $15. And why did QQQ move lower and have a big down day? There's a lot of reasons for all of that, right? So that's what we're gonna work on. That's what we're gonna dive into in the next few weeks in this series this new series that we're doing. It's called Decoding the Sectors, and I've been working on this for a few months and trying to put this together for you guys in the most comprehensive way and to help you identify where money is flowing. That's what we're doing because money is always flowing out of something. Let me do this for you. Let's throw a 5-minute chart on there. Money is always flowing out of something and into something. Okay. That's how the markets work. There's always going to be participants. There's always going to be people looking for the next move. Money's always going to be flowing into something, and money is always going to be flowing out of something, whether that is QQQ, whether that is the banks, XLF, whatever it is. And we're going to work to identify that. Now, you may be thinking, well, I only trade the NASDAQ. I only trade futures, blah, blah, blah. Okay. You have to know how those indexes move. Why? Here's another question. Why is the Dow making new all-time highs when QQQ can't even take out its high from July? And why are you trading QQQ to the upside if DIA is making new all-time highs? Money's flowing into this. Why are you trying to trade QQQ to the upside? That's all the stuff we're trying to get to in this series. So, and we'll get into a little bit of it tonight. And so when we're looking at this and we're looking at QQQ, what are the things that make up QQQ? Can anybody tell me? Does anybody know what makes up QQQ? What sectors make up QQQ? Does anybody know?
Sectors.
Yep. What sectors? Tech. Okay. 100 companies, technology. Okay. So these are the basic, these are the answers that I somewhat expected, but I also at the same time, this is where we need to take it even a step further, right? Like we need to know this, like the ins and outs of this, right? Okay. So what is tech? Like if you're like, okay, yeah, it makes up tech. Okay, 100 companies. You're not going to look at 100 different companies to make a decision on where the Nasdaq's going to go tomorrow or the next day or the next few weeks. What are you going to look at?
Nvidia, Apple.
Okay. Nvidia, that's valid. Apple,
You're gonna
Microsoft.
you're gonna look at XLK, SMH, and XLC, which are all tech stocks.
Okay. Now you can see who has been doing the one-on-one calls. All right. And I've been pounding it in his head, right? That's awesome. Okay. Perfect answer. You're going to be looking at XLK, which this is tech. So you guys saying Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, the top, what's funny is this is technology, which was one of your answers. AVGO is also within that. Amazon is not, Meta is not. But this is how one of your answers was tech. This is how you look at tech. Okay. How do you look at Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia? Comprehensive view right here. The top holdings within this are Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia. Okay. Next one, SMH. What can, okay. So now when you're looking at this is semiconductors. QQQ is not going to move without the semiconductors, right? Okay. So now that's the next piece. This is the other sector that makes up a huge important factor of which way the markets are going to move. Let's take a look at SMH. SMH is well off its highs. Okay. Like very well off its highs. Let's look at XLK. Well off its highs as well. A little bit better, but not much. Okay. Now let's look at this. XLI. XLI is at new all-time highs. Right? XLI is at new lifetime highs. It made a new all-time high today. Okay, what else? What else? Other sectors made new all-time highs. I believe home builders. Home builders at new all-time highs. What's another one that made new all time? I think yeah, I think that's about it. Okay. Now let's go back to the QQQ. Okay. So now the next thing is we're looking at, wow, XLC. That's the one I was forgetting. XLC is now making new all-time highs. It's where money is flowing. Okay. So now it's not just as simple as, oh, XLC is making new highs, blah, 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 where money's flowing there. No, it's not that simple. Okay. You're going to be looking at these three to help you make a decision on this right here. Or if you want to trade this, which direction should I be going? Okay, simple answer. Okay, so now here's your here's your next question. So now that we've identified, so let's say we think QQQ is going to go higher. We have a bounce at the 21 EMA, and we have this going on here. We have these three major sectors. Which one should we be going with? Which, if we want to trade it to the upside, which sector should we be going with? XLC, SMH, or XLK? Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. Which sector should we be going with? If we think QQQ is going to go up, which one should we be trading? What gives us the highest probability? The strongest, correct. Okay. Cool. Good. That's right. Okay, now when we're looking at this, we have okay, so someone said XLK. Okay, now let's go through this. So we want to trade the strongest thing. So if we go look here, we have XLK. Put an image in your mind, right? Here's XLK. Here's SMH. Take note of where we're at, right? Let me clear this off. We're trading right here. Okay, now XLC. Which one of these do you think is the strongest? XLC. Right. Perfect. Okay. So I hope this makes sense. This one's the strongest. Just look at the chart. Now, in the in the in this next court, or in this series of events, or what do I call this? In this series, I'm going to be teaching you how to rank out the sectors, rank out the indexes. So if you're a futures trader, I'm going to teach you how to rank out the indexes. Okay. If you are a options trader or a stock trader, I'm going to show you how to rank out the top sectors and have your analysis to the point where you know where is the strongest place to look. Okay. Simple as that. Okay. So now we've got to this point here, right? What about XLC? What's in XLC? Can anybody tell me the top two holdings in XLC? Put it in the chat. Let me know. What are the top? We've gone to QQQ. We said, okay, we want to trade QQQ. We want to trade it to the long side. What are we looking for? We looked at XLC. What are the top two holdings in XLC? Don't cheat. Give me your best guess. And while people are putting their answers in, I'm going to throw this fact out to you. Roughly 37.5% of XL or of stock movement is based on the sector. 37.5% of the reason a stock moves where it's moving, roughly, is why this moves the way it does. Okay? That's it. So 37.5%. Okay. I hope that rings a bell for you, right? Almost half of the reason why a stock moves is because of the sector as a whole. Okay. Most stocks within a sector moves the same way. Okay. Now, someone said Meta and probably Google. You're right. You are right. Okay. So the top two stocks within here is Meta and Google. I will say the trade that we took in Google is a little more advanced as to reasoning and stuff like that, but it can be simplified to the fact that this is the strongest sector right now, one of the strongest sectors, and I'm looking for one of the top holdings to make a move higher. Okay, so now let's look at Meta. Meta is at all-time highs. It's actually the strongest stock out of the Mag 7 right now. Okay, it's actually reaching the target. We had buy signal right here, another buy signal, and now we're at the target. Now, what we want to go over is, okay, that's cool, right? But what does alignment look like? Buy signals. Okay, now let's check the sector. Buy signals, move up. It becomes very, very simple once we learn, and I teach you how to dissect what is the strongest index, what is the strongest sectors, and then now where's the buy signals? Where's the sell signals, right? Simple as that. Okay. Now let's do a little different approach. Okay. Let's look at these three sectors and you tell me, or the three indexes, and you tell me we'll go all four. I'm going to go through all four indexes. So SPY, QQQ, DIA, and IWM. And you're going to tell me which one is the strongest. Okay. SPY, that's SPY. QQQ, DIA, and IWM. Which one's the strongest?
DIA.
Okay. Sorry, what? Did somebody unmute and say something? DIA or SPY? Okay. Let's try it again. Let's try this one more. Or someone said SPY. Someone unmuted and I didn't hear them. Let's try this again. There's SPY. There's QQQ. There's DIA. There's IWM.
DIA.
Okay. Yep. So DIA, we would say, so really people are saying DIA. People are also saying SPY, which I would take either answer. Which ones, so now which ones are the ones that look the worst? IWM, DIA, QQQ, SPY.
QQQ looks the worst.
Okay. Yep. So, okay, now what if I take this perspective and we zoom out? Which one is now the worst? Hold on. SPY, QQQ, DIA, IWM. Now which one's the worst?
IWM.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. So now we're seeing so now what are you looking at? What are you paying attention to? Which ones are you going to trade? Okay, so let's talk about what we established as the strongest. Let's go with DIA for this example. So when we're looking at this, let's break this down. Can anybody tell me if you're looking at DIA and you think DIA is the strongest, what sectors do you want to trade? Okay, we got one answer of XLF. Anybody else know of any of the other sectors? Because
What sector is it industrials with like Lowe's and Home Depot, or is that utilities?
so that Home Depot and Lowe's is considered to be consumer discretionary, which they can also be considered industrials because of their properties of what they do. But they are primarily considered consumer discretionary. But okay, but you are on the right track. So X what's consumer stuff? So let's go through. Okay, let me go through this and then I'll answer your question. So when you're looking at DIA and what stocks you want to trade, you're looking at XLF, which was the right answer. You're looking at XLI, which is Caterpillar, John Deere, GE. And then you're looking at XLV. These are the three sectors you're paying attention to. Okay. And now here's what happens, right? What you're going to see is everybody thinks SPY okay, so some stuff is in DIA like Amazon, Procter and Gamble, J&J. So J&J is healthcare. Procter and Gamble is consumer staples, and Amazon is consumer discretionary. That's just because they're a little different. Like the Dow is is it's made up of 30 stocks, right? But so they're widespread, right? They're a widespread index of different industry groups, but these are the main ones. So like for example, QQQ has some consumer discretionary. It has Amazon, it has consumer staples like Costco. But it's primarily made up of XLK, SMH, and XLC. So going back to this, these are the main sectors within DIA. Okay. Now we've got the main sectors in QQQ. We've got the main sectors in DIA. Now, so many people put emphasis on, and they don't realize that you have SPY, you have the Qs, and you have the diamonds, right? Which is DIA. Okay. So what a lot of people don't realize is SPY is just a mix of this and a mix of this. Now, it's a little more heavily weighted into XL or QQQ because QQ technology is such an influential part of the market. Like DIA is also influenced by technology. So XLK plays an important factor in all of these, all across the board. Okay. Now, what we want to see though is what you will see is that you think SPY dictates everything that's going on in the market. No, 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 no. DIA with the combination of QQQ are the ones that are dictating the market. And I will actually bold QQQ because technology plays such an important role in what the indexes are doing. Okay. So that's how you need to be looking at the markets, right? Now, that's how you analyze the indexes from a very simple standpoint. Okay. Now, when we get into this series, I'm going to teach you how to learn to break down SPY, learn to break down DIA, learn to break down QQQ, but also learn, like just by a click of a button, to know which one is the strongest index. You're a futures trader, you're an options trader. Okay, what is the sector I want to be trading today based on strength? What is the index I want to be trading today based on strength or based on weakness? If I'm bearish on the market, which one should I be shorting? If I'm bullish, which one should I be buying? And lastly, you have IWM, which IWM is heavily influenced by KRE, which is regional banks. But IWM will sometimes move in tandem with DIA, but a lot of the time it just does its own thing. That's why you can see that it's so much weaker than everything else. It's small caps. So this is what we're going to be covering in the markets, right? And so there's a lot of other pieces to the puzzle. So if I bring this out, there's a lot of other pieces that are going to come with this. So you have your indexes, and then you have your sectors, your major core sectors. Okay. You have utilities, you have communications, you have consumer staples, you have XLK, you have real estate, or XLK is technology. You have real estate, you have healthcare, you have consumer discretionary, you have financials, you have materials, you have industrials, you have energy. Okay. You have all of these, right? But then you also have other sectors that play a role in where money is flowing. Like I bet you wouldn't have known that airlines have been popping off recently and having a nice move up. A move from $17 to almost $20. That's a huge move in a $17 stock. Okay. So there's that. And then you've also got real estate. You've got precious metals. You've got that one's not that important. Bitcoin stocks. You've got retail with like Macy's, Carvana. You've got solar. You've got the semiconductors. You've got the regional banks. You've got home builders. And then you've got your commodities like oil, gold, bonds, things like that. And so what we're going to learn to do is like some of the pieces like, wow, okay, money. So when money is flowing out of QQQ, a lot of the times what you'll see is money's flowing into XLU. Oh, money is flowing out of QQQ. A lot of times what you'll see is money is flowing into XLP, consumer staples, flights to safety. You can see consumer XLP making this nice move up after these buy signals. Okay. Then you see XLK doing nothing, just chopping around. So these are the pieces that I want to put together for you guys and make your trading and what you pick. It's not about trading anything, just trading any signals on a chart, it's where can we maximize our results and maximize the money that we're putting into the market, right? Like it was not a coincidence that XLK sold off and we had a nice move in LMT. This money rotation was coming, and I want to teach you guys how to spot that. And it's not a coincidence like QQQ and SPY sold off, but then KO popped up 2% today. Granted, it sold off, but we still were able to catch 30, 50% on our options off of this move right here. And that's where I want to teach you where, okay, the money's flowing here and not money is flowing here and not here. So don't put your money in here right now. This is not where you want to put your money. Okay. Money's not flowing here, but money is flowing here. Okay. So I just taught you when we're looking at the markets, I just taught you in this short 30 minutes that we've been together, why Meta gapped up today while the market gapped down. Why Google gapped up today when the market gapped down. Okay. Why LMT moved up higher. Sure, it was on news. No, it was obvious because we were in it before the news came out. Okay. Why the market had a huge down day, but Coca-Cola had an up day. It's not coincidence, it's sector analysis. It's decoding the sectors. Okay, so this was a free webinar. If you are interested in being in this with us, and going through, it comes with being a premium member, and we're going to start doing this. I believe I'll have to double check the start date, but I believe we're starting next week. And yeah, we're going to start to dive through this. I'm going to teach you how to effectively analyze what are the strongest sectors. Okay. Then I want you to also be able to analyze what are the strongest indexes. Where should I be trading? Where should I be putting my money to work and be most effective? Whether I'm a futures trader, whether I am an options trader, should I be trading DIA or QQQ or SPY or IWM or oil? Where should I have my money? And where should I be trading it? And why would I be trading QQQ? Well, granted, you may not know any better, but why am I trading QQQ when XLU has been almost vertical the past like 2 months? Okay. So we're going to be breaking down all of this stuff and how you can quickly scan in the morning, and you don't need to buy anything for it. I can show you how to set it up on a regular scanner and on TradingView. And you can see, okay, here's the strongest stocks, and here's the weakest stocks. Here's the strongest sectors. Here's the strongest indexes. And this is how we're going to trade it. So, like I said, if you're a premium member, you're going to get all access to this. If you have the signals, this will be a breeze for you, because all you're going to have to do is follow the pretty colors of the signals and use this analysis that I'm talking about. And I'm going to teach you over the course of a few weeks how to do it. And so they're going to be on Tuesday nights. They're all going to be recorded. So anybody that's a premium member is going to get access to them. And then, yeah, that's it. So do you guys have any questions, any comments, concerns, sly remarks? And just to not get it twisted, this is a key element you need no matter what type of trader you are. Day trader, swing trader, you only trade the indexes, you're an options trader, whatever. You got to have it all. Any questions? Okay, if we don't have any questions, no one has any questions. Okay, so I must have explained it pretty well. All right. Thank you guys for coming. And I'll have this uploaded for you to review. I'll post the link down below if you're not already a member. And I look forward to teaching you guys this. All right. Have a good night.